Yo, what's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of that boy, ETV. You already know, man, we back on FragPunk, and just as promised, I'm here with the interview. And first things first, I want to thank everybody that has contributed to this video and submitted questions. And as promised, I'm here to bring them to you, baby. I got my boy Rentaro back to answer these questions for you guys at a high level so y'all can get the answers that y'all need, man. But let's go ahead and get into this interview. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at that boy ETV. Now, let's get into this interview, baby. Bah! We got the first question here that is going to be coming from Jeremy. And Jeremy's asking, how do you punish players who play too disciplined, holding angles, not peeking, and how to use your timing to break it? What do you say to that?
It's the thing with this is at the higher ranks. I'm gonna go back to the last interview. You know what I was saying, like holding flanks and stuff, right? A lot more people have caught on to that, so a lot more people will do it now.
Okay.
This kind of links into Jeremy's question of people who are disciplined now and who will sit back and hold these kind of angles. And there's easy ways of going around it. There's a couple ways to go around it. It depends on if you're playing with friends or like in a group or not, right? So you can use things that can deny lines of sight, so smoke grenades, these smoke blasters, chum grenades, stuff like that, right? Things that will deny lines of sight, so you can push into a different position and kind of catch them off guard.
Okay.
You can use stuff like blaster pistols or axle grenades. You can fire them over certain walls on certain lineups because people who hold angles will hold typically common angles. So you have Tundra, for instance, right? People who play on the B-Link will sit on the tight angle that watches the mid box where people like to sit.
Yeah.
So that's typically a tough angle to get through. But you can grenade blaster that and deal enough damage to apply enough pressure so that they will have to move away from that angle because they're too weak to support it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is ways to get around it. You can push together with your team. You can Corona dash in and flash it. If you push together with your team, you can go for like a 1-for-1 trade, which is always good. Say your teammate kills him, but your teammate gets killed. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So let me ask you something. When it comes to like taking the angles, which one of the blaster pistols would you prefer, or would you recommend? Would it be
if you're on defense, like defendably on the angle, you can hold. So we'll use the Tundra one for example. I play a lot of Sonar. I'm currently, I think, 39 at the moment for Sonar, right? So
Okay.
I play a lot of Sonar, and on the Tundra angle specifically, what I do, right, is the angle I'm talking about B-Link. I'll open the door, run out when the round starts, and I'll plant my big sonar scan on the wall to the left of me, right? What that does is allows me to scan the B main stairs. Usually where people would blast a grenade the B-Link from, my scan can pick up. So immediately I'll know if somebody is trying to counter my angle.
Okay.
Or if they're pushing B main. So that will deny that entire area for a certain period of time.
Okay.
Which I can then relay to my team, like the somewhat of a position of where the enemy are, because at that current moment in time they're not on B main and they're not trying to counter my angle, so they're either on mid or they're pushing A.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it works. It's games like this, like tactical FPS games, are very info heavy. It's very reliant on info, but some of these angles are very common and can be countered really easily.
Okay, so basically, like you said in the first review, like you mentioned here, understanding where the angles are, how to things like that, and using things like blaster pistols, smoke screens.
Again, like it comes to the more you play, the more experience you get. You'll notice which angles are a lot more common than others.
Okay, yeah, I know for me playing, I've definitely learned, certain angles from here, depending on what map you're on.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. So,
Every map, typically there's people using the same angles all the time, so you will find different ways to counter it just naturally playing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It can be infuriating though.
Oh, trust me, man. Ever since the last time me and you played together, I've been catching L's, dude. It's either people quitting out the game, and the game, I waste 40 minutes of my time, or somebody ends up quitting, and it's so late into the game that it still counts against me.
Yeah, I mean, there's been cases when I've played like that in like Masters, One the Punk Master, and I've had a teammate leave, and we were like maybe like 4-3 down or something. I'm like, we might as well just keep playing it out and see what happens, because there is a chance we can still win even though we're a man down. But at that
Yeah.
point, it's you've got to play a bit more tactically slower, a bit more information heavy. But
Gotcha.
again, it just comes down to how you're playing with your team, really.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. All right, then. So let's go on to the next question. The next question is going to be for Snowflow. Shout out to you, brother. We definitely trying to keep FragPunk alive, man. But his question is going to be, how long were you playing before you made it to the Master/Punk Master rank?
Well, you see, I started playing when the beta first released. I have the Xbox Insider program, so when the
Okay.
beta released, I was in love with the game. So I feel like coming to the release of FragPunk, I already had a bit of an advantage over some of the console players,
Mm-hmm.
because there wasn't very many people playing the beta, so it was a bit unknown. But so certain characters I knew which would be better than others. I typically played Zephyr in the beta, but
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it then. But coming into the game and reaching around Diamond rank, which took me not bad, I think it was less than 2 days to be honest, if that.
Wow.
It was you start to notice really quickly which characters drop off more than others. So like Zephyr, for instance, she's not very good at the higher ranks unless you're like just for some reason the best player in the game. I have seen some Zephyr players who can make some incredible plays in the higher ranks, but
Okay.
players like that are few and far between. And if you do encounter someone who is dedicated to Zephyr at that level, it can be a really rough experience.
I bet, man. I bet. So,
But yeah, so,
oh, sorry. But to add on to what you're
sorry, go
saying
ahead.
with time played, right? Do you think that
Yeah.
with your time played, do you think time played on a character? Do you think no matter what character you play, that you'll be able to go into high ranks and be successful with them?
Without a doubt, 100%.
Okay.
Obviously, certain characters fall off more than others, so at that point, it's down to experience. Again, the more you play, the more you're going to learn about maps, angles, team play, how other characters synergize with each other, stuff like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, the more you play, the more experience you gain. That's obviously that's how you get further in the ranks. I have friends who have got 600 plus hours at this game and they're still in Diamond, but they just play one character and they just run around like a team deathmatch.
Okay, okay. Now, one thing, since you said you were able to get to diamond in 2 days, there might be some people that watch this and be like, "Well, damn, man, I've been like you said, I've been playing forever, and I still can't get to diamond." So, what would you say to those
So
players that are like kind of stuck?
well, initially, what you see from what happened to me was I did my placement games and I won all 5 of them, right? And quite thoroughly. We rolled every lobby. But
Ooh.
I got placed in Silver 1, which was
Okay.
the most confusing thing ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was confused. Bear in mind, my friend had played 3 games, lost 2, and got placed Gold 1. So initially, my first thought was the matchmaking's trying to kill me here. I don't know what's going on. This is not fair. But, you know, it's like that sometimes with rankings, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
In terms of like playing time, comparing playing time to your experience of the game, it depends on how quick you are to adapt.
Okay.
It again when a new game comes out like this, you've got to learn all the maps. Everybody's doing this at the same time, so everybody's learning all the maps, how the characters work, and then
Mm-hmm.
everyone's learning how the characters work in certain spots in certain maps. So again, it comes out of experience and your time played with it, really.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. All right. So let's move on to the next question here, and the next question is going to be coming from Angela, and she's asking, how long did it take you to reach Punk Master specifically? And with the player base now, do you go against more challenging players, or is it about the same?
This is actually quite a topic I talk about with my friends all the time who I play with. My stack, you would say, really, is there is not enough players in the console pool at these ranks.
Mm-hmm.
We play against these same players day in, day out, every game. It's very infuriating.
So,
Currently, the number 1 and number 2 players on the leaderboards,
mm-hmm.
we despise we despise them. Well, one of them's number 3 now, but we despise them. We've had an ongoing theory for a long time that the current number 1 player is cheating. We cannot confirm that, so it's just a suspicion. But
Just
there's
a
been a couple
suspicion.
very sus moments which we've looked over in the replays, which don't make sense. But you
Gotcha.
know, it is what it is. He's the number 1 player there for a reason, so he could just be that good. You know what I mean? He could be that guy.
Yeah, it's
But
possible.
it's the you know what I mean. It's you get to this rank, and the way I like to or to organize it is you don't think of it as rank specifically. I think of it in the way is from diamond to mid like masters 3 is usually 1 rank. When you're in lower masters, you will typically get the lower end of masters and diamond players in your team, and that
Okay.
kind of all fits into one category of like a rank rather than just masters itself.
Okay.
When you get to about Masters 2 to Masters 1, you're only playing with, typically only playing with those kind of people like Masters 2 plus into Punk Master, and you'll always typically play against the same people on your server, especially in EU because there's not as many players.
Okay, got you. I
So we
think
play
America's
against the
probably
same players all the time.
Yeah, I think America might be facing the same type of problems because even like in the community, the groups I'm in, I see a lot of people talking about the long queue times, especially when you get up
Yeah,
in the high ranks.
100%.
Yeah, even I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
them too. So
I've I've had like 30 to 40 minute queue times sometimes to the point we've just swapped servers. I'll play at 100 ping just to get a game. To be
yeah, just to
honest.
get game. Yeah, exactly. Now, real quick before we switch over, she said, how long exactly did it take for you to reach Pump Master? Would you say?
It did actually take, so obviously I got to Diamond very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
After Diamond, it took me about a week to get the Masters. It
Okay.
took me the entire season to get the Punk Master.
The entire season. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just a case of it's the same players in and out. Again, eventually you will kind of learn how everybody in this rank plays, because at this point everybody knows each other, so they know how you play, you know how they play, and it can be quite a battle, to be honest. It's quite a skirmish. So
Yeah, I can see
it
that being fun sometimes and frustrating in others.
yeah, everyone just talks like so much shit to each other, but it's never it's not really malicious. It's
Yeah.
just because we all know each other because we play against each other day in day out, game after game. So.
That's fun.
But it is that case of like a lot of these players might just be better than you, so you can struggle. But some days you'll have good days where you will just win and win and win constantly, and you'll go on a decent win streak. And then you'll have a period of time like I had not long ago where I had like 3-4 days where I did nothing but lose.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens. It is the game. It's how it works. You've just got to move on and just keep trying. You know what I mean? Just keep playing.
Yeah, I got you. So just so we can put this like in a way that I guess most people understand. So when you say you see the same players literally all the time, basically you know people in the game who you don't know because you play them that much.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's essentially just like a workplace, to be honest, because like it's like working with the same people every day. You don't have a friendship with them outside of it, but you work with them like colleagues. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a great way to put it right there. That's a great way to put it. Okay. So look, we got one more question for you, man. And actually, it's also going to be from Angela. Shout out to Angela, man, for submitting all these questions, man. Shout out to you. But her second question is going to be: as you reach the higher ranks, do you prefer a certain character, and do you prefer certain characters between attacking and defending?
So for me specifically, I knew early on the release of FragPunk which characters I was looking to play because I'd played the beta.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Zephyr was good in the lower ranks because people tend to panic when there's someone invisible running at them and they just start spraying everywhere. But when you get the higher ranks, people just counter that so easily. So you tend to lead off characters like that.
Okay.
I wanted to play Sonar because I've played Siege for 9-10 years. So I love information.
Got you.
I thrive off it. So that's in a tactical shooter, information is the end all be all.
Okay.
Right, you can have the greatest name on the planet, but if you don't know where anyone is, you can't deal with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I in my personal opinion, I think information is the best. Right.
Okay.
I think that's the most powerful tool.
Got you.
But specifically in the higher ranks, I don't see that many Sonars anymore, to be honest, because there are so many other characters who are so well attuned to these maps for like flanking routes and stuff. So I tend to see a lot of Coronas. I'm starting to see a rise on Axon now, which I actually think is great because he wasn't used enough and he was a bit undervalued, but he's getting a bit better. So
Okay.
Chum as well, he's still really powerful.
Yeah.
Typically these days though, it's just Aura and Pathogen will 100% pick rate, to be honest. It's so powerful. So powerful. The fact that there's 2 healers in a game at the same time concurrently is way too strong.
Oh yeah, I got you. I can see that, especially when they're on the same team.
Your defense, there's only really one character that comes to mind that I'd rather use on defense or attack is Nitro. I feel like Nitro has way more value defensively than she does attacking because you can set up these angles, you can scout with your turret on different objectives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So much more. Again, going back again to information, she just provides so much of it.
Yeah, I remember in the last video you was talking about Nitro, and we had that discussion about the way she can get angles, and then like you said, she can scout and has turrets and all kind of stuff. So yeah, she's amazing. So when it comes to defending in the higher ranks, anyone that's up there, you would definitely recommend Nitro as a player.
Is a great pick for defending.
Okay.
And attacking, anyone goes, to be honest, because it's just the way the maps are designed. They're typically designed in 3 lanes, which just provides flank routes and stuff essentially. So anyone goes, especially like fragger wise. So you've got characters like Circuit, Corona, even Jaguar can flank sometimes. You've got the new character which is really good at denying areas, so she's actually really good at flanks these days as well, and even for defending flanks.
Okay.
Aura's really good at flanking because she can attach to someone, keep them healed, and they have with Aura you can third person peek, right? So if you attach to your teammate hides behind cover, you can see around the corner whilst you're in third person, and you can relay that info to your teammate.
Okay.
It's going back to the last time we did this. I was talking about the minimap. If you attach to a teammate an aura and you can see the enemy on the minimap, it will also show up your teammate on the minimap.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. And that's crazy. That type of information is wild because when she's attached to people,
Yeah.
she can look around corners and all
Yeah,
kind of
100%.
craziness. Yeah.
Kismet's really good for flanking. Dex is typically the go-to for flanking because he's just that powerful. I've seen more pathogens being a lot more aggressive these days, but I'm not surprised with aura being a thing.
Yeah, because
And Corona obviously is just usually just W key down mid and kill anyone or everyone.
I can't stand that dude, bro. You know what's
I'm
crazy
definitely not.
about Corona, man? I played the other day, right? And I'm aware that it says anyone in front of him gets blinded, right? So one time I was
Yeah,
playing, I'm around the corner. He sees my teammate who's further down the hallway, right? So he
yeah,
dashed in and did his flash. Now when I looked at him, I saw his back, right? I was not
yeah.
in front of him, but I still got blinded.
So the way I believe the ability is called Hothead. The way it actually works is you have the charge up time for his flash.
Yeah.
It blinds all enemies who are looking directly at Corona. It doesn't matter where he's looking. It depends on who's looking at him.
Oh, see, I thought it was depending on where he was looking.
So
That's what I
one thing
thought.
I've noticed is at the higher ranks, people play at a higher sensitivity. I personally don't, but people who play at a higher sensitivity will just look down.
Oh, okay, okay. You can just look down and avoid it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I always thought it was just if you were in front of it, it worked. I didn't know you could just look down or look away, and you were good to
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah, so the way it does work is it blinds all enemies looking directly at him.
okay, cool, cool, cool. So, real quick, one last question before I let you go, man, and that's gonna be the new character. From a high-ranking player's perspective, how would you rate the new character on a scale of 1 to 5, with 3 being average?
I put him on a solid 4.
Solid 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
see
she
her
has
in
a
high
lot of
rank?
value. I do actually every now and then. I don't think she has as much use as some of the other characters, but I do. Again, we're gonna go back to maps. There's specific maps with lanes that are tight enough where her ability to throw down that cage and block out abilities whilst inside it and just force a confrontational gunfight or stall is very powerful. She's inadvertently buffed Spider
Uh huh.
because of the way her spear works by pulling the people into an area. If Spider throws his teleport ability,
Mm-hmm.
and then she throws it on top of that, you can force people to be forcibly teleport from their position to wherever Spider wants. And,
Oh wow.
she's kind of buffed Spider in that way. So
Yeah, I
I've
didn't
seen
even
a lot
thought of
more
that.
Spider use as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's up, man. I'm glad that she's definitely coming in and she's useful and viable, and I like the fact that she is
Yeah.
buffing other characters because I know that Spider probably still needs a little bit more buffing, and I have seen in the community a lot of people are still asking for him to kind of get more buffs. So, and I think him and Zephyr are supposed to be getting buffs here soon, right?
Yeah, both of those are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one more perk for Itchel that I think is actually, I think it's good, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there wasn't, personally, in my opinion, I think it's kind of a carbon copy of the Polar Bear's ultimate because he increases like damage to people who are nearer to him, and
Yeah.
so like the closer you are to the polar bear while he's ulting, the less damage you do to him, the more damage he does to you. I wouldn't say carbon copy, but it's very similar in the sense that when she uses it, enemies nearby have their ability silenced, but she also has her ability silenced. So once again, it just forces a confrontational gunfight with whoever's within a certain like vicinity of you.
Mm-hmm.
But she does get like certain buffs like a fire rate increase and reload speed, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. That's definitely dope, man. Well, look, man, so we don't let this video be too long. Look, I definitely appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate coming through, taking out the time to answer questions, not only my questions, but questions from the community here. And real quick, before we get up out of here, man, is anything you want to say to the community real fast?
We need more players. Please, we need more people.
Hey man, I'm 100% with you, man. We gotta keep FragPunk alive, baby. I'm 100% with you,
Oh,
man.
we do. It's an incredible game. It's so underrated. It just doesn't get
Definitely,
enough
man.
advertisement,
Yeah,
in my
definitely,
opinion.
man.
So,
Definitely, man. So, but look, man, I'm gonna go ahead. This video will be out tomorrow, man. I'm over here tripping over my own words. Video will be out tomorrow, man. I'm gonna wait for these people to comment, and I'm gonna definitely shoot you their responses and let you know how they
okay.
feel. And who knows, man? We might even get a part 3 out of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely, man. But hey, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let you know when the video gets posted, baby.
All right. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.